Okay, so let's get some prerequisites out of the way. First of all, you want to open up your Power BI desktop, go to File, Options and Settings, go to Options. So under Global, you want to go to Security and make sure under Data Extensions, this is selected, allow any extension to load without validation or warning. Reason why we're doing that is because the connectors that we'll make are not certified by Microsoft. So just to be able to test them, we want to make sure that this is selected. Do that, close and reopen Power BI, and that setting should propagate. Next thing you want to do is download and install download and install Visual Studio Code. So you want to go to code.visualstudio.com, hit download for Windows, and once that downloader is done downloading, you want to install it and go through all the steps of installation like you would a regular application. And then you should have Visual Studio Code installed. So I have Visual Studio Code opened up right here. Once I'm here, I want to go down to extensions. And under extensions, you want to search Power Query on this box. So you search Power Query and then you hit enter. And the top two results are Power Query M language and Power Query SDK. It says uninstall here on my end because I've already had them installed. In your case, just hit install and it should install and enable. Do it for both the SDK as well as the M language. Once you get that out of the way, the rest of this is pretty optional. So the situation is that the APIs that will be used to pulling the data, this API is not something that's publicly available. It's an API that I developed, and I'm running this API locally on my machine using an application called FastAPI. So you can watch me code the SDK as well as the M query. But if you want to test along with me whether the code is working or not, in that case, you would need to install Postman and FastAPI. So if you would like to do that, go to postman.com/downloads. Link will be in the description. Hit download for Windows 64-bit or 32-bit, whichever your machine is. Once downloaded, go through the installation process, and then you should have Postman installed. And once you open it, it should look something like this. The next thing you want to install is FastAPI, and this one is a little bit more difficult to do. So you want to go to the Start menu and search CMD. Command prompt will pop up. Go to command prompt. Search for or type in pip, PIP. So if all this text pops up, that means you do have pip installed on your machine, which is a good thing. If you don't have this installed, the easiest way is to just install Python, and with Python, you'll get pip as well. So search Python, and my Windows Store pops up, and I can just hit play here, and then it'll just download and install automatically. If you don't have Windows 11 or if your Windows Store dialog does not pop up, just go to python.org/downloads. Link will be in the description. Hit download Python. Once downloaded, go through the installation process. After installation, restart your computer. Then open up command prompt again after restart. Type in pip and you should be getting all these messages. All right. So once we get there, you want to go pip install FastAPI. So in my screen, it's saying that the requirement is already satisfied because I already have FastAPI installed on this machine. However, you're going to get a lot of different text showing up and it'll keep popping up, and it's going to take a bit of time for it to install. You know when it's done installing when the command prompt shows C users and your name here again. If that doesn't pop up, it's still installing, just be a little bit patient. So once you get FastAPI installed, you want to install another application called Uvicorn, which is used to host the API. So pip install Uvicorn, and now you have Uvicorn installed. In my case, it's saying requirement already satisfied, but again, in your case, it's going to show a lot of text popping up until the point where it comes back to saying C users and your name. That's when you know that the installation is complete. So once you got all of that out of the way, now you would need to download the API files that I developed on FastAPI. So I will put a link to my GitHub and the download link to those API files. There are two Python files. The name of the Python files are API and API no auth. So once you have them downloaded, you want to go to your PC, C drive, users, your name, and then you want to paste those two Python files right here. So API and API no are the two Python files that you will find on my GitHub. You want to download them and install them and paste them here.